Hi, I'm Vikram Gore and you're watching MotorScribes. On the show today, I'm going to be talking about this hot new vehicle that's coming to our shores. This is the Kia EV6. It's a vehicle that is born electric. It's a vehicle that is built electric from the ground up, and it is one sensational vehicle. I'm going to be telling you all about it in this video and telling you why this is the future of motoring. From a design standpoint, the EV6 boasts of having some really sharp lines. If you take a look at this vehicle, you realize that it's actually rather massive. So up front, it's got these beautiful, neat looking headlights. You've got matrix lights. You've got these two split DRLs that look absolutely fantastic with integrated turn indicators in them. You've got a futuristic interpretation of the tiger nose grille, and it's a really wide looking car. The bonnet is this clamshell bonnet that gives the car a very sporty sort of city on its haunches sort of appeal. And as you move along to the side, you can see that it rides on these really big 19-inch rims. And the door handles, again, keeping in mind that efficiency is everything when it comes to being electric. So they actually sit flush with the body, and they pop out as you approach the car. You can see that it's got these really nice shoulder lines running over here that sort of curve up towards the back. You've got a neat character line that runs at the bottom, and this also sort of from here, it's a straight line up into the rear lights, and that's again an added touch to bring out the essence and size of the EV6. So moving on to the back, what you get is you've got a very sharp design around at the tail light. It's very beautiful looking. You've got this new integrated spoiler that's again been designed to keep the coefficient of drag really low. So right up top, it's got these air spaces to allow for better flow and better airflow over the vehicle and to keep efficiencies at an all-time high. And at the rear, the lights, again, they have their own sort of appeal. It's this beautiful signature bar that runs across the back, which gives the EV6 its own persona. And even the styling, the sculpting to the rear, it really brings out the element that you're looking at a vehicle that's rather futuristic. For me, the added touch was obviously that one single brake lamp and reverse parking light that's low down in center. It's a very sports car inspired, and I think that that's a really cool touch to the EV6. When it comes to the cabin of the Kia EV6, you can see that the designer spent a lot of time getting things right. So to start with, you've got this nice wide sort of feeling within the car as well. I spoke about how it looks really wide from the outside. Well, it's wide on the inside as well. With a flat floor, there's no transmission tunnel, so you've got a flat floor that runs all the way to the back. The rear passengers also get a nice flat floor for themselves. The seats are extremely well appointed. They're crafted from vegan leather on the bolsters, and you also get vegan leather on the steering wheel. You've got PET recycled bottles that make up parts of the door panel. So all of this is Kia's move towards going to be more sustainable in the future. So we're going to see a lot more recycled elements coming into their products as we move on. The EV6 is one such example. But space allocation is brilliant. You're sitting in here, it's a comfortable luxury vehicle. It also forms, it also sticks to Kia's pillar of being their top-notch luxury offering in the country. So when they did showcase where the Kia EV sits, it's actually above the Carnival in that sense. It is electric, it is a very large car, it is a 5-seater. You've got a massive amount of trunk space, 520 liters, 500 odd liters of boot space with the seats up. You fold it down, it expands to 1,300 liters of boot space. Up in the front, which is the trunk up front because there's no engine, you can get either 20 liters of additional space if you've got the all-wheel drive version with the 2 motors, or you get 52 liters if it is the single motor version of the EV6. But that's in terms of space and allocation and all of that. When it comes to the tech on board, the Kia EV6 is like a pocket knife. So you flip out something new happens. And but to start with, you get this beautiful you get this curved dash up front, which is your infotainment console on one side of it, which is 12.3 centimeters, and the other half of it is your driver information display. You've also got an advanced HD system which integrates with GPS and satellite data and can read the road ahead, so you get almost game-like inputs displayed in front of you as you're driving and to assist you to be a better driver at all times. And as far as driving the EV6 is concerned, you've got, well, it's a car, so you've got the steering wheel, you've got the accelerator and the brake. It's a nice dial here to switch gears. So you can switch to drive or to reverse or to neutral and press the button in the middle for park. And you've got auto hold, it's got steering mounted controls, and the pedals on the steering wheel, they're not pedal shifters because again with electric the days of a gearbox are numbered, but these are your brake regen tools, so you can increase the amount of brake regen that you want out of the car as you're coasting or coming downhill, and this helps charge the batteries faster or slower depending on what you set it at. And there's also an iPedal feature where you can set brake regen to auto, so it chooses the best setup for that. And what you get is that it does it all on its own, and you can only use the accelerator for all your driving needs. You don't need to touch the brake. So it will determine the braking requirement, and it will hasten that process up. So it's a pretty cool feature. As far as creature comforts are concerned, you've got ventilated seats up front, you've got a massive sunroof, you've got this really cool panel right below your infotainment cluster where you can actually toggle on it's actually a touchpad, but you can actually toggle between AC control or infotainment control, and the screen over here changes. So normally where you have your volume settings and your buttons, you can actually toggle between 2 screens over there and choose what is best for you. So Kia has done a lot with the car. You've got massive Meridian surround sound system on board. I think it's 14 speakers if I'm right. Again, the sound quality is brilliant. They've done a great job in terms of using sound deadening materials to just make the cabin a rather quiet place to be. But at the same time, you've got a choice of selecting between 3 sounds to sort of play back and give you a little bit of sound in the cabin, so it's not eerily quiet in here. There's style dynamic, there's a choice over there. You've got ambient lighting, 64 colors that you can choose from to set up how you want the EV6 to light up as you drive around at night. It's a very well appointed car. It's plush, it's luxurious, it's feature rich, and now coming to the element of it being a pocket knife. So being electric, it's got a massive battery pack on board, and that battery pack can be used obviously to power the car, but apart from that you can do vehicle to vehicle charging with it. It can run basic home appliances, so if you do go camping and you want to take along a jet car wash spray, or you want to take along electric cooking stuff, you can just plug it into the EV6 and voila, you can start cooking on an electric pan and use it that way. So there's a lot of application to it going into the future. There's a lot of application to it being more than just a vehicle. Sort of it enhances your lifestyle. And I think that's what this product is about. It is a crossover that's built for fun, luxury, and adventure, and in a green and clean sort of way. So what you get is, like I said, a pocket knife on wheels, which really cuts it with me. the battery pack on board is concerned, the EV6 comes with a 77.4 kilowatt hour battery that's built into the flooring of the car, and that's what the eGMP platform is all about. It's a platform that's about being electric from birth. So the Kia EV6 benefits from that. That keeps the weight low, and that definitely helps with the dynamics of the car. But more importantly, that battery pack is a rather interesting bit of work, and you can also charge it using multiple charging systems. So you can either have a 400 watt or an 800 watt system, and the EV6 can be charged off of either one. Interestingly, on a DC fast charge system, you can go from 10% battery to 80% battery in just 18 minutes. So if you do have that fear or that term that they like to use, which is called range anxiety, I think Kia has tried to answer that in a very sort of straight up way and tell you that, listen, first of all, the EV6 with its battery pack does over 500 kilometers to a single charge. And if you do run out of juice, you can do a DC fast charge, and in 18 minutes, which is quicker than having a cup of coffee, you can be back up to 80% battery life, which is pretty damn good. So, what's the Kia EV6 like to drive? Well, I've had it out here at the Budh International Circuit for a bunch of laps, and while this might not be real world test conditions, you do get to do a lot on a track to really gauge what a vehicle's all about. First of all, you can push it a little harder, and what that told me was that it's a very composed vehicle. It's been set up really nice, and it takes corners pretty damn decently, so there's no fight on that front. To drive, it feels great. It powers up really nice. You can do 0 to 100 in 5.2 seconds with the dual motor version. You can also hit a top speed of 192. I believe it's restricted at a 192, but you can hit that on the back straight here at BIC. So that is quite something to see and experience. And being all electric, you get all that power from the word go. So it does have that push you back in the seat sort of feel, which is again something that delights enthusiasts, and the EV6 does not disappoint on that front at all. The steering feels great. It weighs up really nice, feels nice and easy to move. So it's really well done, a really well appointed steering wheel over there. Even the overall drive dynamics of the car, you can tell that Kia has given a lot of time to the way that they've set things up. It has been tested in India, so the ground clearance has been increased. So the global model actually sits a little lower. The Indian spec version sits at 178 mm of ground clearance, which is a good thing, keeping in mind our roads and where this car will truly be driven. So all in all, a great job done, a really comfortable car to be seated in and to be driven around in, or to even drive yourself. So again, a big tick mark for Kia for the EV6. When it comes to safety, Kia is leaving no stone unturned. The EV6 boasts of a rigid body structure, which uses ultra high strength steel. About 63% of the body is composed of that, and that really gives it a very solid sort of crash impact worthiness. And on board you get 8 airbags, so you know that you're sitting in something that's very safe. And then you also get a host of advanced safety features, which include forward collision avoidance assist, and this basically can sense cars, pedestrians, cyclists. It can even sense oncoming traffic at a junction turning, and all of this helps with mitigating accidents or avoiding them altogether. It's also got an ADAS system, which is an advanced driver assistance system, and this is basically lane following assist, blind spot collision avoidance assist, and lane keeping assist. So all of this works in multiple conditions and really helps you stay safe. They've also given it a safe exit assist. So basically, you know how we like to open the rear door on the roadside and not on the curb side? So if there is a car driving down and it's in your blind spot, EV6 will recognize the fact that you're trying to open the door and there's a car coming, and it will lock the door. It will not let the door open, which is very cool. You've got a driver attention warning system, so a little coffee cup appears to tell you that you're tired and that you're not as focused as you should be. And you've also got a host of systems that help you with parking. So sensors that can check when you're parallel parking or reversing out of a spot. They can check for movement or oncoming vehicles and kick in and allow you to avoid being hit. So safety is a very big thing for Kia, and they've really stuck it all into the EV6. So there you have it, folks, the Kia EV6, a bold crossover all-electric machine that's coming to our market shortly. It's a vehicle that delights in the way it drives, it delights on the features on board, it delights with its styling, and it is something that if you want to make a statement and look very cool and fashionable at the same time, this is a product that'll do it for you.